Alright, Goron City. The Rift on Elden Volcano. Quest updated. Whee! Here's a friend for you guys. Okay, so now we chat here. Huh? So you don't know where the shortcut is either? Gotta love, like, the hair theming with their colors as well. And their names. Nope, not a clue. I really thought you would have remembered. Now what? I don't remember. What else do you want me to say? Elder Goal, Elder Sylph, there's something I'd like to ask you both. What exactly is the shortcut to the crater? It's a path used by Goron chiefs back in the day. Only after going through its trials and cleansing in the crater could a Goron become chief. Custom faded long before our time, though. Purify themselves in the crater to take on the title of chief. So the shortcut is related to the chiefs, but that's me now, isn't it? Or Dad? It kind of bothers me how, like, you can't tell at this angle anymore with the Goron chief, but with their lips, it's like a thing that's pasted onto their model, and there's like a very slight gap between their two lips where you just see the head model still underneath there. Like, again, you can't see it at this angle anymore, but, oh, Garston, your father, that's it. I remember now. Now you can see it. Like, you can just see the same texture of, like, the head model between the two lips, and it throws me off. Makes it look like the two lips are two separate things that were just, like, pasted on like he's some sort of Muppet or something. I don't know. Father once said something about blocking off the path in my room. What? Come to think of it, I reckon I heard him say something like that too. First I've heard of it. Let's go check it out. Like, it's just kind of jarring. Look at that. It's up here, this way. Darston. He said something about a portrait. And he's gone. Alright, so grab a portrait, pull it off the wall. Was his dad like a Minecraft player hiding a secret path behind a portrait? Like, what's going on here? So, grab it, I guess. Wow, this room was such a mess. Someone must have tidied up for me. See that behind me? It's a portrait of my dad. Doesn't he look impressive? Dad made me promise I'd change his portrait one day. And now that smile looks like some sort of enemy you'd see in Poppy Playtime. But Dad made me a promise I'd change his portrait one day. I'll have to hang one of yourself on your chief. So proud. So sure I grow up like him. I've left his up, but I did promise. So I have to do it eventually. But never mind that. For now, we gotta find the entrance to the shortcut. Well, maybe you should hang it up today, because I'm bringing the shit down. Oh, never mind. I don't know what to do with then. Oh, grab this. I guess I don't need a jump for it. Yoink. I've been making some good progress. I cleared another dungeon. Your dad looks generic. Huh? The portrait. Oops. You know, this is just like one of my dad's mottos. Nuggets of Wisdom number 34. A breakdown can lead to a breakthrough. More important, I think you found that shortcut. Let's go. Okay, in I go. Looks like the path picks up over there. Now we just gotta figure out how to get across. You gotta figure out how to get across. I'll figure out my own way. Best saying for a time like this is, Nuggets of Wisdom number 19. If you can't fly, borrow some wings. Never knew what Dad meant by that one. How do you borrow someone's wings? Mutilation? Am I supposed to ride you across or something? Ow. Can't you, like, glide with the bats? I have a normal key saved already, right? Where would it be? Oh, here's keys types. Wasn't there, like, some way to, I could have sworn I saw from trailers. Yeah. If I hadn't seen that from a trailer, there's no way I would have figured that out. Like, I guess the Nugget of Wisdom does kind of hint at it, but the only way that you could go across gaps with, like, help with something else before is by the grabbing on with Starlow. I don't know, Try is his name here. and then holding the follow button, and then it just so happening to pull you across. That's been the only thing that's been established. This game never established that you could glide by holding one of these dudes above your head. Like, I guess there's cuckoos that you can sort of glide with in previous games, so if you played previous games, maybe you could guess by that logic, but it's not like I have any cuckoos in my inventory, and you might not guess that from the keys. Again, like, I guess there's, like, sort of a hint with borrow someone else's wings, but what I would assume with that is the grab on with the Trilo, and then follow across and just hope that it makes it over there. Not what I just did. I only knew that because of seeing it in trailers. That was amazing. You're brilliant. Like, I realistically don't think I would have figured that out if I didn't know ahead of time. I don't think I can use that trick, but I'll find a way to catch up with you. Go ahead without me. Again, there's hints of there being keys here, and him saying borrow someone's wings, but to know specifically that you have to pick them up and walk off. Like, that isn't exactly intuitive. But yeah, you've been very frustrated with this game, specifically the menu. Been looking most of the times you've been hearing most of this stuff. Yeah, definitely some menu frustrations. Should I just, like, do this then? Hello, Azzy. How's the new Zelda? The puzzles are cool. I kind of like the puzzles sometimes. Everything else? Yoink. I'm honestly not a super big fan. Yeah, I do genuinely think that the only game that's come out this year so far that I've actually genuinely really liked has been Unicorn Overlord. That game rocked. I really like Unicorn Overlord. All the other new releases that I've played so far this year, I just have not really liked all that much. Apparently Persona 3 is still going to, like, get good, but I shouldn't have to have an over 100-part series at this point, with each part averaging roughly half an hour. So 50 hours in the game on stream before it gets good. Like, that shouldn't be a requirement there. So, oh, because that's a forfeit thing. I gotcha. Oh, okay, well. Okay, let's see here. Then I can just jump. It's fine. There we go. Don't know why I keep on thinking it's gonna be like Mario and that's gonna extend my jump a little bit. I don't know. What would I do here then? Was it the beard? I swear I struggle to recognize you like that. I've had it for a little while now. It's something that I started growing out ever since I visited Guzma in late April, early May. Just kind of haven't really shaved it since then. Specifically, once I shaved alongside here on my cheeks and a little bit underneath once in June for my university graduation. But, oh my god. But apart from that, I've just left it untouched, and this is a new experiment. Just like my mustache was a new experiment several years ago where I had no idea whether I could grow it on a mustache or not, and I just wanted to try, see if I could, just as an experiment. And it turned out I could, and now I'm doing the same with a beard, and turns out I can. So the more you know. And now it's been growing out a decent bit, and it's getting, like, a little bit crazy. I never want it to get, like, super crazy. Like, my cousin has a really crazy beard that just looks like he's a crack-addicted wizard. I never want to get to that point. Like, just keep it small and, like, manageable and stuff. I do kind of like doing this as, like, a pacifying, soothing kind of activity. But, yeah, it is something kind of new for me here. To be the case. Does introduce a couple of interesting things after the boss you were at in Persona 3. It's still not as good / interesting as it should be after 50 hours, but it's something at least. Okay, so pretty soon here, it should be getting good-ish? Question marks. I mean, like, can I just, like, screw it. Do that. And then say, I don't know. Do that. Whoa. I probably need to do this then, right? And then ride that way up. Something. Yeah, like the hair is connecting the beard and the stash. So like that stuff here then, in that case, is what that means. I would assume. Alright, let's see here. I'm not that much of a stash gamer anymore when it's kind of all one piece now. Hey, Zelda! Phew, finally managed to catch up. Uh-oh, there's a giant rock in the way. This Path hasn't been used in a while. Probably fell at some point. Leave this to me. Based on the size and type of stone, the angle I need to use is... okay. Take this. It didn't work as well as I hoped, but the results still fit my calculations. What? That doesn't make sense. That it didn't work as well as I hoped, but it still did exactly what I expected it to do. Like, what? Zelda, we haven't known each other long, but this slate, it's like a map from my father. So the idea of not having it around anymore makes me pretty nervous. But with all we've done, I've realized there's times when carvings on a rock aren't enough. Whoa, such deep character development. I think you've helped me figure things out. The words on are valuable, but I can't be a great chief when I'm staring at a slate. To be a great chief, I have to keep my eyes up and see what works best for me. So, let's try something different. Grand Chief's Nuggets of Wisdom number 56. Ha! Get creative with what you've got. Your slate. Wasn't it really important to you as an iPad kid? Yeah, I'll be alright. I can still use the nuggets of wisdom my father left to help me do things my way. The Darston way. Besides, I've got all my father's mottos memorized by now. Sorry to keep you waiting on my big insight. Crater's just up ahead. Seems Darston's really made a breakthrough. Nice to see him more confident. It sure is here. But yeah, could change quickly, but right now on Metacritic, the user scores 9.0 are better than the critical scores for this game. Nintendo Life user score averages 8.5. Wait. The user scores are better than the critic scores. Okay, so I did read that right. I thought the critic scores would have been better than the user scores, honestly. But yeah, honestly, I feel like if this game came out and I played... Why is there like a gap in the chat now? What the heck is going on? That's the first time seeing that. Is that just gonna stay on the screen now while the other stuff fades out? Off on? I don't know what the heck is going on there. That message is gonna stay there forever until it gets pushed off by enough messages. I guess that's what's going on. I've never seen that glitch happen before. Anyway, I feel like my standards for games have definitely really gone up over the years, especially of doing this channel, and especially of doing like so many different games. Back when I first started this channel, I was primarily streaming Dead by Daylight and Smash. I almost said Smash Ultimate. It was Smash 4 at the time. I was just kind of excited for opportunities to play other games a lot of the time, and would get like super into them. Like, I played Octopath Traveler as like my first major big playthrough, and it at the time turned into like one of my favorite games of all time. I think if I played Octopath Traveler again today, I would not remotely feel that way. Like, I definitely did not feel that way about Octopath Traveler 2 when I thought I would, and it really went to show how my perspective had changed. So I think if I had played this game, if it had come out in like 2019 or 2018, something like that, early on into the Switch's lifetime, and I played it then, chances are this seems like a game that I probably would have really liked back then. But nowadays, with me being so busy with so much stuff and having played literally close to 200 games on this channel, like, we're probably gonna hit 200 as of the next 24-hour cherry stream, especially if I do a whole bunch of pinball. Like that channel that I'll make public here pretty soon here of like all the games. We're at 192 now. If I do a bunch of pinball, we'll hit 200. So after doing basically 200 games on this channel, I feel like my standards for games have gotten a little bit higher, having experienced so much different stuff. So while I probably would have really liked this game if I had played it at the beginning of this channel's lifetime, now I'm just like, huh, I honestly don't think I like this game a whole lot. There's aspects I like of it, but I, for the most part, don't like the game there. You want to be at the top of the screen like that? Yeah, if no one says anything, if everyone just stays silent now, like, it's a library, or whatever people say, then that message is gonna stay there. Let's just, a hush falls over the room, hush. And then the message stays there, and it's gonna block the UI. And you're gonna have a harder time telling how many hearts I have. Like, you can still tell, but but it's still there. Even if I turn it off and on? Yeah, even if I turn it off and on. It's just there in the corner. I see everyone's being real quiet now. Just to leave the message there. Let's check this. Up. Phew. So what you were searching for, huh? We'll see if it stays there after it's off for an extended period here for the cutscene before I go into the still world. A few missing Gorons must be in there. How can I help? This looks like the central rift in the area. All the little ones nearby are likely spreading from here. So if your friends were swallowed by any of them, they should return after we mend this one. But, Darstan, only the two of us can go inside. You helped so much already. Please wait here. Alright, I wish I could do more, but... Princess Zelda, try. I know you can do this. I'll open the rift entrance now. Stand back, Zelda. Big spins. Alright, and then... Yeah, it's still on there, but now it's like that. A little bit pushed up. Since you mentioned that this year all the Unicorn Overlord has been good in terms of the new releases that I've played. I'm sure that there has been like other new games that have come out that are good probably, but in terms of the ones that I've played, Unicorn Overlord so far has been the only one that I've liked. Like other ones I've played, there's aspects that I like, oh no, that one message went away. Like the puzzle solving elements and this being like a very different take to the Zelda formula. I do like that about this game. Persona 3 Reload, there are aspects that I like about it, like the music slaps, and sometimes in battles the gameplay can be fun, and the menuing around quickly, and the animations are super clean, and like it's visually satisfying that way. Like there's elements of these things that I like, but in terms of games where I can look at them and be like, wow, I really like that game. So far it's just been Unicorn Overlord, honestly. And wait, like get me? Like is it only your expectations that have gone up? Or has it been your expectations up and game quality down in general, a fucking course? I mean, if I look at, I assume that OFC stands for a fucking course, but I've never actually had it defined for me, so I don't actually know that for sure. Hold on, let's see here. I don't know. Let's look at the new games that came out last year and see how many of them I liked. But I feel like a lot of the game quality, there hasn't been a massive ton of games coming out that I've been interested in this year, and a lot of them have been shit. So not counting the things that are already released games that I'm playing here. Let me turn off my camera so I'm not blocking things. I did turn it off, right? Yeah, there we go. So stuff like this doesn't count. This doesn't count because it's a remaster, but I did enjoy it. So in terms of just new releases, I did not like Princess Peach Showtime. It's not perfect, but I did pretty much love Unicorn Overlord. Didn't really get much of a chance to play Nightingale. Same with Pow World. Like I only put in like that one singular session. Still waiting for it to get good. This is one of the most boring games I've ever played in my life. This was really not all that great either. Okay, and that's the beginning of this year, because we started this year with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Let's look to last year. Super Mario RPG, I know it's probably going to be controversial to say, but not really the biggest of fans. Persona 5 Tactica. Honestly, like, I'm equal on loving and hating it. The good things about this game are really, really good, but the bad things about this game are really, really bad. Like, it's literally like the most mixed bag game I've ever played. WarioWare Movement, I actually like this game. This was actually pretty fun, and it's really fun to play with my cousin's kids, and they get a kick out of it as well. That one I liked. Will this count if it's part of the Master Collection? I did really love Metal Gear Solid 2, but that's probably not really a new release there. Mario Wonder, I liked it. I didn't think that it was like the second coming of Christ like some people seem to think that it was, but I generally enjoyed it. But I was pretty much content just to play it through and then just be done. Like only a 16-part series here. Oh my god, this has got to be another one of the most boring games I've ever played. I think if I had to choose to play a game between Detective Pikachu Returns and Skull and Bones, it'd be close, but I probably would choose Detective Pikachu Returns that I'd rather play, but like not by much. This is probably like one of my least favorite games I've ever played on this channel now. Myth Force was pretty fun, but like once you've played through it once, there's not really much to do. I don't think. I think people are just glad the new Soup era is over. Yeah, honestly. And with this game, honestly, you want to know where this game peaked? This game peaks right in level 2, Piranha Plant Parade. It's probably in this part right here, like part 1. And then there's nothing that had like that same level of charm. Like, level 2, Piranha Plant Parade, I thought we were gonna get like that level of charm for like so many levels for the rest of the game, and we just didn't, and I was honestly kind of disappointed. Like that I thought was the most charming level in the entire game, was level 2. And then it, like, that's where the game peaks for me. Super Mario Bomberman R2, did not like that. Not a fan. Let's see here. What else was new releases? Oh, I really liked Pikmin 4. I think it's my new favorite game in the series. That one I really, really liked. Tears of the Kingdom was last year. And I had mixed feelings about that. I do really like how it wasn't afraid to be different with its mechanics with like the whole building, and it does work well, and that is fun. But it just feels like experiencing the same world again. Like, we're just in the exact same world as we were in Breath of the Wild, and barely anybody seems to know who Link is. The depths are interesting at first, but then once you've seen it a little bit, then you've seen it all. And the Sky Islands are just not what I thought it was going to be for the marketing. Like, you see the trailers, and it shows Link traversing over these really autumny looking Sky Islands with, like, the golden, orangey kind of leaves falling, and it's, like, a really beautiful sight. And I was so excited to, like, be able to explore the, Tears of the Kingdom was last year, is what it was. Well, Tears of the Kingdom was 2023. This year's 2024. And I was really looking forward to exploring these, like, really, really beautiful islands. But there's only one. That's a tutorial island. And then all the other Sky Islands are just, like, sky puzzles. There's not really beautiful landscapes to explore in the sky like I hoped there would be. So, that game honestly kind of let me down there. So, I don't think I'd count that one in, like, the ones that I really enjoyed. Like, again, there's some really fun gameplay elements. I did, like, the building and stuff. The world felt samey. It somehow made the exact same storytelling mistake that Breath of the Wild did of having a story that already happened in the past. Why is there like an orange bar over here on my stream manager I'm seeing? I don't see that here. Oh, I do see that here. What is that? Is that a little bit of the game? Is that a little bit of the capture card? Game capture, Elgato. Whoa, that disables that. Does this display capture not go to the edges of the screen? Oh, it doesn't. Weird. There we go. It's fixed now. That's odd. All right, go click off that. So yeah, it's kind of like this game in that I would count it as one of the ones that I wouldn't say I super really enjoyed. This is technically a new release on PC, but it's of an existing game, so it doesn't count. And that was one where it's like the game itself was good, but this version of it just sucked. Like the port was so bad. I like Mr. Saito as an indie game, if that counts. I like that. Mixed bag here, and then I ultimately settled on not liking it. Kind of with Octopath Traveler 2 when I got so frustrated with it at the end. This I liked, but that's kind of an already existing game. That's like a thing there that already existed. Cosmic Shake was last year, and I thought it was okay. I wasn't a super big fan of it. Engage was a mixed bag for me. That's another game where the things that it does really good, it does really good. But the things that it does bad, it does really bad. Namely, like I was about to say the music. The music was one of the things that were really good. The story was really good. The way that it handles grinding is really bad. And the fact that it got so much of its challenge in the later maps from just infinite ambush spawn reinforcements every single turn was just really incredibly annoying. And then this was the beginning of this year, or of last year. So it was the start of this year? Nope, it was last year. So in terms of games that I've really liked so far this year, it's been Unicorn Overlord. And maybe I just clicked on this link here so I could get like the full shelf. And maybe it'll end up being Planet Coaster 2 and Mario and Luigi Brothership as well. Or maybe Echoes of Wisdom will like really surprise me here later on. I don't know. So 1 so far with the possibility of 3. Probably 4 if I played Metaphor, because it does look like a game I'd really like. I just don't have the hours to put into it. Last year, in terms of the ones that I can look at and say I genuinely really liked it. Like this I liked, but I wouldn't look at it and be like, man, that's a game that I would totally go back to and play a whole bunch because I really liked it. Let's classify really liking as that, in that case. Then last year, in terms of brand new releases, would be definitely Pikmin 4, that's 1. Most definitely. Mr. Saito as 2. Maybe it was 2. Last year in terms of ones that I like really liked. Like there were ones like Octopath 2 and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom where I did somewhat largely like them, but like also not by a large factor in many ways, like factors that hold them back. Same with Fire Emblem Engage here. Like there's a lot of things I really liked about it, but there's also big factors holding them back. Out of curiosity, what was it like for 2022? This isn't a new release, so it doesn't count. Yeah, definitely not that. I genuinely liked this game, but that's not a new release. In terms of things that were new releases, I did really like Sparks of Hope. That game I really enjoyed. That was a banger right there. So definitely the one there. I mostly like Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I think it's my least favorite of the Xenoblade Chronicles game, but for the most part, I'd say I really liked it. But like, less so than any other Xenoblade game before it. I might count Live Alive as well, honestly. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of the gameplay, but like some of the arguments made and the storytelling and the music I thought was really, really good. So yeah, you know what? I'll say I count Live Alive. This game I might count, but like I'm also so done with the world of Fodlan that I kind of don't want to think about it anymore. I still technically have 2 more routes in that game that I never did. What else came out in that year? Oh, definitely not Nintendo Switch Sports. Ooh, Elden Ring. Ooh, and Triangle Strategy. I really liked both these games. Both of these were massive slappers. Definitely not Legends Arceus. I thought Kirby and the Forgotten Land was okay. I thought it was pretty alrighty. Yeah, so 2022, the ones that I really liked, I'd say Elden Ring, Triangle Strategy, 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe, with a little bit of a stretch for this and this, maybe. I don't know, something like that. Like, there's not as many games coming out as frequently anymore that I'd say that I really, really like. But there are some sometimes. Sometimes there are some games that come out and I really like. Like Unicorn Overlord earlier this year. I really like that game. Tears of the Kingdom can just mirror the map like Twilight Princess Wii. Yeah, that's what they should have done to change up. Maybe if you have the time, you can make a top 5 game you play at the end of the year. Good, bad, bland. Could be an interesting idea. Just handle it like a podcasty kind of discussion where I don't go like full on in for like editing work, just have like relevant gameplay footage showing or something like that. But yeah, it was all right, too good, but not good enough that you'll replay it next year or play it during your free time, right? What for like my classification of ones I really liked. Honestly, just generally, the Switch era has been the most mixed bag of games you've ever seen, where games have a ton of amazing elements and not so great elements, where it feels like a lot of games in the Switch era have been held back in many ways. Yeah, for some games for sure. Some games are just like super awesome in so many ways, but yeah, a lot of them are... I don't mind things being experimental and different. I'd rather take that than just getting the same stuff recycled back over and over and over again like Pokemon does. But yeah, I don't know. Give them maybe 0.5 points, that'd be 5. That's and a what? And that's definitely more than 2023 and way more than 2024 for 2022. Yeah, 2022 it looks like was a good year for new releases for me. I definitely enjoyed some games in 2022.